Former WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder, who has faced a sharp decline in recent years, is reportedly set to face journeyman Curtis Harper on April 26th in Atlanta. The fight will be broadcast on BLK Prime, marking a pivotal moment for the Bronze Bomber. The 36-year-old Harper brings respectable power to the ring, which could pose a significant threat to the gun-shy and seemingly fragile Wilder. A loss to Harper, a fighter with an 18-11 record and 12 knockouts, would likely mark the end of Wilder's hopes of remaining a relevant contender in the heavyweight division. Reports from Lance Pugmire confirm that Wilder and Harper have officially signed contracts for the bout. For Wilder, this fight comes at a critical juncture. He hasn't secured a win in over 3 years, with his last victory being a first-round knockout against Robert Helenius in 2022. Since then, he has suffered 4 losses in his last 5 fights, raising serious questions about his ability to compete at an elite level. Deontay Wilder's last 5 fights: Zhilei Zhang, TKO 5 loss. On June 2024, Wilder was stopped in the 5th round by the skilled and powerful Zhilei Zhang, who exposed Wilder's inability to handle sustained pressure and combinations. Joseph Parker, UD 12 loss. Facing Joseph Parker on December 2023, Wilder looked outclassed in a one-sided unanimous decision loss, showing hesitancy and a lack of offensive output. Robert Helenius, KO 1 win. Wilder's lone bright spot in recent years came in a quick first-round knockout of Robert Helenius in 2022, reminding fans of his still lethal power. Tyson Fury, KO 11 loss. In their 3rd bout, Wilder put up a brave fight but was ultimately stopped in the 11th round by Fury in a grueling contest that highlighted his diminishing stamina. Tyson Fury, TKO 7 loss. Their second encounter ended with Wilder being overwhelmed and stopped in the 7th round, marking the beginning of his downward spiral and raising doubts about his ability to adjust in the ring. Fans and pundits alike have begun to question whether Wilder should consider retirement. Once a feared knockout artist, the towering 6'7" fighter has struggled to recapture the form that made him a dominant champion between 2012 and 2018. Interestingly, Wilder was notably absent from Turkey Al-Sheikah's star-studded February 22nd event in Riyadh, leading some to speculate whether the Saudi promoter has lost faith in him. Wilder's recent performances have been characterized by hesitancy, with the once aggressive slugger now reluctant to engage, seemingly haunted by his back-to-back knockout defeats to Tyson Fury. This hesitancy, whether attributed to his age, trainer Malik Scott, or psychological scars from past losses, has left fans wondering if Wilder's days as a top-tier fighter are over. Curtis Harper, meanwhile, has been active in recent years. In 2024, he recorded 4 victories against lesser-known opposition, a stark contrast to his tougher campaign in 2023, where he suffered defeats to Richard Torres, Guido Vianello, and Damian Naiba. Harper's resilience was on display against Torres, lasting until the 8th round before being stopped. Given Wilder's current vulnerability, Harper has a legitimate shot at pulling off an upset. Wilder's once formidable chin has shown signs of cracking, as evidenced by his defeats to Fury and Zhang. Harper's ability to withstand punishment and capitalize on openings could spell disaster for Wilder if he isn't prepared. Even if Wilder loses, it wouldn't spell financial ruin. With an estimated fortune of $30 million, he's reaped substantial rewards despite his limited skills set beyond his devastating right hand. However, a defeat to Harper would tarnish his legacy, reducing him to a cautionary tale of squandered potential in the unforgiving world of heavyweight boxing. According to reports from ESPN and Mike Coppinger, the long-anticipated grudge match between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, sons of 2 legendary British champions, is now scheduled for April 26th. The fight, originally slated for October 2022, was derailed when Benn tested positive for a banned substance. Despite the controversy, interest in the bout has lingered, with promoter Eddie Hearn declaring it as the biggest fight in British boxing following Tyson Fury's apparent retirement, which has seemingly put an end to hopes of a Fury-Anthony Joshua showdown. However, not everyone shares Hearn's enthusiasm. While the matchup draws heavily on the legacy of the fighters' iconic last names, some fans have cooled on the idea. According to Coppinger, the fight will take place in London and will be contested at 160 pounds, with a same-day rehydration limit of 170 pounds. Back in 2022, Eubank was forced to drop down to 157 pounds, a weight many, including his father, believed was dangerously low. Eubank made the weight regardless, looking gaunt and almost skeletal, even after the fight was canceled.
I said I was going to be on weight on Saturday, so I made the weight.
The big question now is whether this fight can fill a major venue like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Is Eubank Jr. versus Benn truly the biggest clash British boxing can offer today? Fans may tune in, but expectations for a classic encounter seem modest. Benn, boasting a 23 wins, 14 of them by knockout record, is a natural welterweight, while Eubank Jr., with a 34 wins, 25 of them by knockout and 3 losses ledger, has fought as high as super middleweight, 168 pounds. What makes this matchup intriguing is the apparent genuine animosity between the two camps. The build-up promises plenty of drama and headline-grabbing moments, which could add some entertainment value. But will the fight live up to the hype? Benn, despite his unblemished record, has yet to prove himself against elite-level opposition. Meanwhile, Eubank Jr. has faced top names like George Groves, Billy Joe Saunders, James DeGale, and Arthur Abraham. But his victories over DeGale and Abraham came against fighters past their primes. Losses to Groves and Saunders also cast doubt on his ability to shine on the biggest stages. Are you genuinely excited about this so-called next-generation fight? Set to headline a pay-per-view card, this bout could deliver a fun night if supported by a strong undercard, but whether it lives up to its billing as a blockbuster event remains to be seen. Ryan Garcia appears to have the easier assignment as he prepares to face former WBA light welterweight champion Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz. Although it's not a walk in the park for Ryan, it's a significantly less hazardous task compared to the challenge Devin Haney has ahead. Haney is set to take on the formidable Jose Ramirez, a former WBC and WBO champion at 140 pounds. The 32-year-old Ramirez, a 2012 Olympian, possesses a potent combination of punching power and technical precision, making this a high-stakes clash for Haney. There's a realistic possibility that Devin might suffer his first professional loss against Ramirez, yet Turkey may not mind the outcome, as his philosophy leans towards supporting fighters even after a defeat. Despite the risks involved, fans are still eager for an October rematch between Garcia and Haney, regardless of what happens in Devin's showdown with Ramirez.
Mira, te voy a decir algo, yo creo que
sources have disclosed plans for a major event in May at Times Square, featuring outdoor fights including Ryan Garcia versus Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz and Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez. This event will also mark the launch of Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves by SNK in partnership with Ring Magazine. The announcement has sparked mixed reactions among fans on social media. Many argue that Ryan should bypass a tune-up fight and head straight into a rematch with Haney. For Haney, however, a victory over a top-tier contender like Ramirez is seen as essential to restoring his reputation. Following his lopsided defeat at the hands of Garcia, Haney must prove his durability and skill at 140 pounds. Ramirez, unlike Regis Prograis, poses a serious threat with his talent and aggressive style. He's expected to pressure Haney from the opening bell, testing the chin that Ryan shattered in their previous bout. Critics doubt Haney's ability to overcome this challenge, suggesting Ramirez has all the tools to capitalize on Haney's vulnerabilities. Even if Haney suffers another loss, Turkey seems unfazed by the idea of proceeding with a Garcia-Haney rematch. Fans too remain intrigued by the prospect, although oddsmakers would likely position Garcia as the overwhelming favorite. Regardless of the outcomes in May, the potential rematch would undoubtedly draw significant attention, serving as both a spectacle and a financial success. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment. Your support helps us grow and continue bringing you the very best from the world of boxing.